Hi geeks, Jenny from Geek Queen. Today I just actually want to run you through how to use Feedly, which actually used to be part of the Google apps, and it's been a standalone product now for quite a few years from memory. I actually can't remember now that I think about it, but yeah, it used to be kind of part of Google, and now it's just an independent app. It's what it actually is. It's a way of collating all the blogs and that you follow into one place. So instead of having to go and check everyone's blog post or constantly looking for the newsletters that they're sending you and what have you, what you can actually do here is actually just use it a bit like a news feed, I guess. So what you're kind of doing is you can categorize all the blogs that you follow, add whatever content you want, remove it if you're kind of over it or anything like that. And then you just simply just use Feedly as kind of like the newspaper, I guess. Well, that's how I use it anyway. So what I want to do is actually show you how to use it. Now there is a paid version. I don't use the paid version. I have never found the use for it. The only thing that I find is a little strange is the search on the free version, but I'll show you that when we get in there. So to begin with, you literally just come into feedly.com. So this is it, Feedly, feedly.com. And you're going to get with this welcome screen. Apparently this is Leo. Leo's, very zen by the look of it. But you can see you can log in up here. Actually, let's just check out the pricing. So there you go. If you go pro, it's $6 a month. You can have up to 1,000 sources. I don't know what you have on the free version actually, but I've probably got actually probably not that many, maybe 50 or 60, I think. You can save to Evernote, save to LinkedIn, if this not that. You can hide the sponsors ad, premium fonts. And then if you go to Pro Plus, what do you get? You get topics like board, business events. You can mute filters. That, yeah, okay, doesn't really seem like anything I'd use. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to the start page. Okay, so I've actually already got an account, but I'm just going to show you. All we need to do is just click this get started for free, which isn't working. Oh, that's a little bit of a that's a little bit challenge. Here, let's try this get started button. That doesn't work either. How bizarre. There you go, Feedly. Not a good thing. Okay, let's try the login. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm wondering if sometimes there's challenges with buttons with my video recording software. However, that's unusual that that doesn't work and that does. So maybe it's because I actually just logged out to do the get started, so maybe it's just sensing that. But you would just get started and you literally, or you'd have the same kind of thing. You just sign up with Google, with Feedly, which just means you use email or Facebook or any of these others. So I'm just going to Sorry, I'm just going to continue with Google. So this has got multiple accounts here, so I'm just going to log in with the one. This is my personal one, which is the easiest one to use. Okay, and you can see by default it kind of comes in here and it just has all, on this main page, all my personal feeds. Now what you can see, this is me, the little head over here. You can click this one and then you have all just your settings, organizing your sources, all that kind of stuff. Nothing greatly important in there, but there is things in there that you could use. Okay, so on the left here, this is actually all your feeds. So you can see this says feeds, and if I scroll down, this is all my feeds, right down to boards. Now, boards are they're effectively folders, I guess, that I've made that I actually categorize stuff in that I want to read later. So, for example, let me just close these up and you can see a bit better. Oh. Travel does want to close probably because I'm in there all the time. Okay, so these are the categories of feeds that I've kind of made. So this is where my these feeds come into. So you can see art, I don't use that anymore. And if I open that up, you can see there's nothing there. So I don't actually follow any art blogs anymore. So I can actually delete this as a feed category. So I'm just going to delete it. And yes, I do want to delete it. So what these are is you actually make these. So you can make a new one. Sorry. You can make a new category. You can click over here. These are our sources that we're going to look at. This is our search. This is our to upgrade or get support. And that's if you want to switch between themes. Because see, there's the dark theme. and then we're back to the light theme. I find the light theme just much easier to read. So these are my feeds. These are all the different feeds I have. Now, if I expand this one, for example, you can see these are the 2 blogs that I follow that I've categorized to this particular theme. So if we go to, oh look, travel's got 75 in that. It's probably only a couple of days since I looked at that. So then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19 more sources. So there's 27. If I click that, that will show all of them. There's 27 blogs that I follow that I've categorized in the travel category. So that just gives you an idea of how you can actually categorize stuff. So what happens when you come into your home, it's going to load automatically all these feeds, and see it categorizes them into most popular, and then today, and then it's going to, there's going to be heaps in there because I haven't looked at it since Saturday. Oh, there we go. So yesterday, so it keeps going like that. It does it kind of on a time frame. So I'm just going to go over here and go all the way back to the top. I personally don't like this. Not that I have anything against the way it's displayed. It's just that for my purposes, I find I get much more out of stuff if I read it in the same category. So what I tend to do is I just go over, I might just go over to these books, movies, etc. And then I know everything in here is the same kind of subject. So I feel like I get more out of it. I feel like I'm kind of in that zone. That's what I'm looking at learning or reading or doing or whatever. So I find that this is actually a better way for me to look at this stuff. And then all we do is then it's just categorized the same way: yesterday, today, end of your feed. So once we've actually read all this, what we can actually do is I can click that mark all as read, and that will then archive all these. And then this will go back to see how this building and homes, there's nothing there because there's no new feeds in there. So you can see this one's got two feeds, but there's actually, that's a sponsored one, that's MailChimp. So there's the 2 feeds here, and they're the new ones since last time I read it. So let's say I'm in here and I actually want to read this. So I'm actually going to click on that, and here's the feed. So this is all the information. At the bottom it has visit website. This will be either at the bottom or it could be at the very top about here on the post, depending how they've set their blog post up. A lot of websites now actually will set it up so you kind of get the intro, and then you have to click the visit website, to actually read the rest of the post, and that's obviously for traffic reasons. And then they can obviously market to you as well. So a lot of them do still have, you can read the whole post and then you can visit the website at the end if you want to. However, it doesn't make any difference to how it displays. It just is how much you can see. So once I've actually got this post open, all these little things across the top become available. So that is actually read later. So there is a read later folder by default, which you can actually see over here. Everybody has that. So if you click that, all that does is just puts it in that read later folder. So even after that, if we go down here and mark as read, it will still be sitting in the read later folder. Sorry. So that's kind of what that can do. You can you can save it to a board. So if you click on that, these are all my boards. And this is where you can create a board. So I could create a new board here and then save it to that. And you can save it to more than one. So like I could save it to 2 things here, you can see. And then I'm just going to remove it because I don't want to save it. But yeah, that's how you save it to the board, which is all these, sorry. Oh, I can't see them because right down the bottom there you can see boards. They're all those boards down there. Now what that actually does is, again, even if you've marked it as marked everything as read, that is now allocated to your board. So that's going to be there as long as this blog post is live. That's going to be there for you to go back to at any point. These are your share buttons. So you've got share to Evernote, and you can copy the link to the clipboard, buffer by email, Hootsuite, LinkedIn, Twitter, share to WordPress, and of course 3 little dots just gives you more sharing options. So that's pretty much just all built for sharing, and these 2 here are built for saving. So that's read later, and this is you saving it to a board. Okay, and to be honest, that's pretty much the guts of it. Now to add content, what you're going to do is you're going to click this little plus here. Actually I should tell you that this Feedly is available on desktop, laptop, desktop, tablet, and phone. Your phone, it's an app, obviously, and on the app, things are just obviously a little bit different. So your plus button, it's normally like it kind of hovers down around here somewhere. But what you can actually do here, we're looking for websites here, so you can actually follow a website. So I thought of one the other day. Who was it? It was Jen someone. There she is, Jen Schmidt. I think that's it. Oh no, that's not it. I saw this woman, Jen Snit, I think was her last name, or I think it was Jenny Snit, and she had a blog called Snit Happens. That was very clever. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just browse something. So let's just browse. Let's go. Can't cover any more SEO because I just read too many of those them now. Let's go photography because that's another one of my interests. Here we go, Digital Photography School. So you can, to follow them, all you literally have to do is click that button so you can follow it. And now it's asking you what feed you want to allocate it to. So do I have a photography feed? So I'm just going to add it here. Did that work? Yep, it did. And now it says following. And then you'll see it over here. If I open this now, there it is, Digital Photography School. So that's what I've just followed. Now the only thing to be a little bit aware of here, let me see if I can find one. I think this is an overhead podcast, not a website. Yeah, it is. Sorry, let me just Google her. Okay, I'm just trying to find her website. So Wonderlust, that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to get this URL here. Now, the beauty of Feedly is you don't have to have an RSS feed. So RSS is Rich Subscription. Oh, I can't remember what the last bit stands for. But it's effectively kind of like an XML text format that all kind of blog and feed readers can read. However, you don't need that for Feedly. So just the URL is fine. So you don't have to have, oh no, hers is going to be okay. Let's see. I can't find one now. Okay, what I'm actually looking for is often what you'll have is you'll see this Wonderlust, this is her website with whatever, and then immediately underneath it you'll see the one that looks exactly the same, but the followers will be much less. And what it is, it's actually the comments. So one of the products that particularly WordPress sites use is a plugin that handles all their comments. So what you often will see is actually two. You'll see what is the main blog, and then directly underneath it, it looks like exactly the same thing. Typically, it always has a lot less followers, and you can normally see there's something about comments somewhere. And what it is, it's actually the app that is handling the comments on the blog. So just be aware of that because I see it all the time, like all the time. So just make sure that you click the right one that you actually want to follow. And I'm already following her anyway, so that's maybe why it's not showing it to me. But that's literally, that's how you do. You can set up keyword alerts. I don't use it, but you can. And you can also follow Twitter feeds, but I think you have to upgrade for that. Yes, you do. Okay, you do. So there you go. So that's pretty much it. That's how easy it is. And then what I do to read it, I always tend to just go to the first one that actually has anything in it. And once you... I don't think I need anything there. Once you mark that all as read, it just moves on to the next subject. So like I say, reading it this way really helps me because I feel like I'm in that subject, I'm in that frame of mind, that's what I'm thinking about. So it's much easier for me to read like that. Can't see anything there that I really want, so I'm going to mark that all as read, and it's going to move on to the next subject. And it's going to move on to the next subject that has something in it. So you can see here, this design has 7 feeds, 7 current feeds. This one you can see it's going to say all done because there's nothing in there. But anyway, you can see what I mean. I don't want to mark these all as red because I want to read them. But yeah, as soon as you mark it all as red, if you're reading it this way, it just moves on to the next category that has something in it. So if I mark this all as red, it's going to skip these ones that are empty and just move on to this IT stuff, which is very well named, isn't it? I'm so good at doing that stuff. And that's pretty much it. It's really easy. So you get the same kind of options when you hover on this. So when you hover on this without opening it, you can save it to read later, allocate it to board. You can mark it as red, or you can mark it as red and hide it. So you can kind of do all those actions. It does have this sponsored post, and that's you can tell that because it says sponsored, obviously. All right, this one I definitely don't need because I really don't care about Valentine's Day. So I'm literally going to mark this as red and hide so you can see it disappears. This one again, I really don't want this, but if I click this as mark as red, it's still going to be there. But see how now it's like grey, it's greyed out and these are all black. So I can instantly see that I've actually read that. So that's the difference between those. Up here, what you're going to see is you can see that what you've done for the day. So I've marked 5 as red. I can create, oh, can I? Didn't know that. I can share it with the teammates. That's just kind of my layout. So you can have let me show you this. So this gives you this to me is a bit like an email layout. You can do a cards view, which is kind of like this. This one typically I don't like because very, very few blogs actually have it optimized for this view, so you can't see the pictures. And that actually is, I didn't realize how important that was to me until I tried to read it like this once. And I'm like, no, I actually need the pictures. That's what's encouraging me to move through it. Or you can do this article view, which is literally, I guess, kind of like a blog feed. It will just scroll through them kind of opened already. Again, that's just too much work for me. I'm lazy. So I like the magazine view because I can see the picture, I can see the heading. I feel like this is a bit googly for me. I kind of feel like I've done a search and this is my Google results. So I find it really easy to skim through this. The refresh is literally just refresh. It will just bring you a new instance from the server. And then you can actually look at, you can categorize them by what you kind of want to see there. So it's pretty easy, and literally that is it. You're just going to, I was going to show you the search actually. This is what I find really strange. So I'm going to search for the word I hate most in the world, entrepreneur. Oh, I don't know if I've spelled that right. Okay, now you see you can't find anything here. Let's go, what will be in there? Oh, photography. Okay, and then over here, we can see what we want to see. So if I go all personal feeds, see this power search pops up, and it is impossible to get rid of it. Like I'm pressing escape here, I'm clicking somewhere else, it does not go away. You have to actually close the box for it to go away, and then your search returns are gone. So if you look what I mean now, photography, okay. And you can see there's results here, but you can't see them because it keeps wanting you to upgrade to this power search, which does my head in. So yeah, that's really, really annoying to me. So typically what I kind of do is I don't use it, I guess. I don't want to upgrade because you see this, you have to upgrade to get the power search. I think that's a massive bug in their system. So let me go back to someone that's got content. I think that's a massive bug in their system, and it drives me bonkers because you literally, what it means then is you can't find anything that you might have saved or you're looking for. You're going to have to scroll through it. I have submitted tickets about it and what have you, but it's been like that for years. It hasn't changed. So that is the one thing that is kind of big letdown. However, it does often give you an idea of where to look for stuff because you can kind of see things behind it. But yeah, that's definitely its downside. So anyway, yeah, so I hope you like it. Sign up with Feedly. Oh, sorry, and I must tell you too, these are all my boards down here. So this is like, let's have a look at Europe 2020 because this is where we're heading for Europe for 3 months in Europe in the middle of the year, in the European summer. So by the way, if you have any European tips, we're kind of trying to do the north mostly, so kind of Norway, Sweden, Finland, Switzerland, Russia, places like that. So if you have any tips of things that we have to see, anything that's off the beaten track, any hikes, I love hiking, any hikes. I'm actually doing the TMB, which I'm very excited about, but anything like that, please just jump on the website and, send me a message, let me know, because I'd really love any good tips. Okay, so these are the ones I've saved to Europe 2020. So you can see there's some of these I actually saved without reading, or just that one because it's bold, and the rest I've actually read and then saved them to this board, so that's really handy. So if I go down to follow up, that's for me. Oh, that's the overnight sleeper train. Now the reason I put that in here is because I actually do every week. I come in here and check this, so I actually will check out because I have to book tickets on that before it sells out. So things like that. So yep, here we go. Twitter tips, nothing. Web tips and tricks. There'll be heaps in here. Yep, there's heaps in here. So just stuff that I've saved. SEO to read. Oh, I don't want to do that. How many's in there? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, no, it's still loading. Yeah. Oh, look at all that. Goodness, I'm a bit behind on that, aren't I? So that's how you get back to your boards or folders that you've saved stuff in. So I hope that helps you, and I'm sure there are other feed readers out there. I just find Feedly really easy because you can use your Google login. It's available across all the platforms, so it's always there. Any actions I take on my phone, for example, are instantly there for when I sit down at my desktop or on my tablet or across all the devices. So yeah, it's really, really handy to me. I really like it. So I hope you get some use out of it. And thanks for watching.